Hello and welcome. The civil society-led anti-corruption movement took a different turn and a distinctly saffron hue this week. Where will Baba Ramdev's protest fast and demands leave the Anna Hazare-led movement? And more critically, how will this impact the working of the joint committee that was drafting the Lokpal Bill, which in any case had hit an impasse earlier this week? My guest today should have some answers. Please welcome lawyer, activist and maybe I could call him serial public interest litigator Prashant Bhushan. Is that a fair description?
Well, you can call me a public interest lawyer. I am primarily a public interest lawyer. So,
as someone who is committed and invested a lot of time, personal reputation on getting an effective Lokpal Bill drafted so that we get the institution of the Lokpal, how are you reacting to what Baba Ramdev is planning to do?
you see, most of Baba Ramdev's demands are legitimate demands so far as we are concerned. His demands are of course much wider than just a Lokpal Bill. He is talking about getting the money stashed abroad back,
yes,
about double taxation treaties, about land acquisition act, about genetically modified foods, etc. Most of the things that he is asking for are things that we agree with.
Isn't there a sense of disquiet and dismay even perhaps that it is distracting at best and hijacking at worst what is the issue or the work at hand, and that is drafting the Lokpal Bill?
No, I don't think that the attention and the focus has got shifted. In fact, most of Baba Ramdev's demands are focused on corruption, and therefore his fast certainly brings more public focus and attention on issues of corruption, and to that extent it helps this campaign for a Lokpal, because the Lokpal is supposed to be an independent, empowered institution which can at least investigate and bring the corrupt to book. So, therefore, it does not hinder this campaign for the Lokpal, it in fact helps it.
While I accept your answer, is it something that you need to say now because you need to ensure that there are no rifts within different elements of civil society, because that will only weaken the cause that you are fighting for?
No, it is not a question of our needing to say this or that. We say what we feel is correct. I mean, if Baba Ramdev had been demanding some things which were in our view not correct, which were not justified, we would be opposing them. But if we feel that he is demanding some things which are justified and which need to be done and which are supplementary to the Lokpal Bill, then we support that.
The political support from BJP, the support from an organization like the RSS, is this something that concerns you, the fact that A, there is a political nature now to the movement, and the other thing is a right-wing nature to the movement?
Well, you see, so far as support is concerned, anybody is free to support any movement or any person. You can't prevent that, and one should not even prevent that. But when there is a question of whether you are prepared to work as an organization with the RSS or the BJP, that is a different ball game altogether. We have taken the stand, Anna Hazare and others, that we are not going to work in coordination or as an organization with other political parties. We will certainly reach out to them, but we are not going to work in coordination or in as an organization with other political parties, particularly those which we consider tainted. Now, I certainly regard the RSS and the BJP also to be tainted. BJP by the taint of corruption, RSS by the taint of communalism, BJP by both. So, therefore, we would not work as an organization with the RSS or the BJP. Now, I do not know whether Baba Ramdev's organization works as an organization, probably not. I don't think they do, but if the BJP and the RSS is supporting his campaign, where the demands are justified, that is all right. I mean, nobody can prevent that or should prevent that.
What about the fact that I believe that Baba Ramdev is inclined to accept the government view that senior or higher judiciary and the Prime Minister should not be under the purview of the Lokpal, which is exactly what you and your team believes should be the case and has been the sticky point this week between government members of the drafting committee and you all?
No, Baba Ramdev has said that he did not say that the Prime Minister and the judiciary should not be within the purview of the Lokpal, that he has been misquoted and misunderstood. In any case, you see, our proposition is very simple. Is anybody prepared to say that the Prime Minister and the higher judiciary should be free to indulge in corruption with no accountability for that? And if they are not prepared to say that, then the question arises, who is to investigate the Prime Minister or the higher judiciary? Will a body under the Prime Minister investigate the Prime Minister, or will an independent body like the Lokpal investigate the Prime Minister? Will a body under the judiciary investigate the judiciary, or will an independent body investigate the judiciary? The whole demand for the Lokpal arose out of this problem that there are serious conflicts of interest as well as corruption in our existing anti-corruption agencies. The very people that they are supposed to investigate are controlling them, and that is why we need a totally independent and fully empowered institution, whether we call it Lokpal or anything else, to investigate corruption in high places.
Earlier this week, this became the sticky issue. This became something that may cause a breakdown or seems to suggest there may be a big breakdown, because there are statements that have been made that you all might walk away from this committee. Did you all say that you all would walk away if this doesn't fall into place quickly?
No, we have said that if the government is not prepared to accept the core demand. See, what is the core demand? We must understand. The core demand is that there must be a totally independent, empowered and accountable body created, which is independent of the government, which should have the power to investigate and prosecute all public servants from top to bottom, from judiciary to executive to ministers, members of parliament, etc. Now, if they say that no, MPs will not be covered, judiciary will not be covered, Prime Minister will not be covered, lower public servants below the level of Joint Secretary will not be covered, then what is the point of having a Lokpal?
But have they said that that's going to be the case? Because currently, draft working committee, from what I understand, and I know very little, is meant to discuss, consult, iron out issues. Why is there a sense that this is about, the civil society members walking away and, always seeming to be intransigent?
No, you see, we have not said that we will walk away. We have only said that if it appears to us that the government is not really serious about having an effective Lokpal institution, empowered effective Lokpal institution, then there would be nothing that we can contribute. Then the government might as well prepare their own bill and do whatever they want with it.
So after the many meetings you have had, do you today feel that they are not serious?
No, we were surprised that they came out with now a proposal that the Prime Minister should be exempted from the purview of the Lokpal, when their own bill puts the Prime Minister within the ambit of the Lokpal. So, we thought that they are now just using some stray voices of some retired Chief Justices, etc., in order to now resile from even the promises that they had already made regarding the Lokpal, and therefore, that makes us suspect the intention, apart from Their earlier attempts to derail the joint drafting committee by a smear campaign, etc.
Is there a fear that we should have as people who are watching this and who are invested in this, that today, Anna Hazare's movement, which you're a part of, happened in April. Baba Ramdev is doing something now. 3 months later, someone else might galvanize some more numbers in some other constituency and come up with some more demands. And all the government may end up doing is just dealing with keeping everybody happy, but no work may be getting done. That's one. And the second thing is, what stops several such people and individuals coming up? And is that all going to add up to really what we think needs to be done? Is that a fear somewhere that you have?
No, that's not a fear. It's a hope that we have. We hope that our democracy will make a real transition to real democracy. What is democracy after all? Democracy is rule by the people. We have come to think that democracy only means electing our representatives once in 5 years and then allowing them to rule over us. That's not what democracy was meant to be. Democracy was meant to be rule by the people. That means decisions, all important decisions, such as what kind of Lokpal needs to be set up, whether this illicit money stashed abroad should be brought back, whether double taxation treaty with Mauritius should be scrapped or not. All these decisions should be taken with the consent of the people. But unfortunately, the governments have got used to the idea of just ruling over the people for the next 5 years, often taking decisions which are totally at variance from what the people want, and therefore, if the people have begun to assert themselves by means of supporting demands like the demands made by Anna Hazare or the demands made by Baba Ramdev, the government is obliged to deal with these demands only because they feel that an enormous body of public opinion is backing these demands.
So, the more Anna Hazares and the more Baba Ramdevs you are saying is a good thing for India.
Is an excellent thing so long as they enjoy public support. If a person makes an absurd demand which is against public interest, they will not get the kind of public support. Why is the government willing to listen and bend over backwards to placate Baba Ramdev or Anna Hazare? Because they realize that they command enormous public following, and if the government were to feel that this person does not command enormous public following or is not backed by public opinion, then they would ignore him.